Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Wilkes University football head coach Trey Brown joining us right now. Coach, we're a day or two away here from the start of camp for you guys, as guys will be coming into campus and get ready to hit it this coming weekend. Coach, let's talk about the excitement building there at Wilkes University.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement going on, John. We're really looking forward to seeing all the guys get back on campus. That's one of the things that gets left out. A lot of our guys leave that second week of May for the summer, and unless they're local, we don't get a chance to see them. So it'll be great to see them, and it'll be great to get back to work and start trying to form a special season, hopefully.
Coach, for you to you get that first year under your belt, and you get your feet are wet, you're all ready at Wilkes University, find out all the little things going on, and how about your staff and the preparation and making sure you have your coaches and yourself? You guys all have to be on the same page like any team.
We do, and that's probably an area as much as any other area, John. That's probably an area in year two that you feel so much more comfortable with. I've alluded before that the first year is pretty challenging as you figure out your team and you figure out how the place operates and you implement your scheme and your beliefs and all that stuff. But you're also trying to get to know some of the guys on your coaching staff, if they're guys that you've never coached with or worked with before. So that's always a dynamic as well. And I'm really excited with where we're at going into year two with all those other things, but also with our coaching staff. I think the guys that are still around, we know each other a lot better, and then the guys I've had a chance to hire and bring on board, I've spent time with them at other places, and we have a relationship and an expectation level that's already established. So that makes your day-to-day, as you know, just operate so much smoother because you're not worrying about not only coaching the players, but coaching the coaches. Now you can really concentrate on coaching the players, and the coaches know what you want out of them.
Coach, you've been around it enough to realize, when you become a coach and when the season hits like it's hitting now, the foot's on that gas pedal pretty darn hard. But evaluating on when to take the foot off the gas a little bit, at some point, whether it's for your guys that are playing the game or your coaches, making sure there's that nice balance where you guys are working harder than anybody or working as hard as you could, but making sure that there's enough time to kind of refuel a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the summer's been great for that. I mean, I'm antsy. I'm ready to get back to structure. I'm ready to get back to not as much sleep. But then within the week, yeah, John, absolutely. I think you need to try to grab pockets of time for your football team and for your staff throughout the week during the season to just grab a little bit of time. I mean, for the staff, maybe it's a few hours on a Friday morning, where they're just kind of getting away from the football part and kind of re-energizing. For your football team, you have a built-in day off during the week, so that helps out some. But yeah, it's a balancing act, and for us, I think whatever level you're coaching at, the season is the season, whether it's high school football all the way up to the NFL. I think you get in this, you get on this roll and you just kind of operate and make it happen, and it's exciting. The part that gets left out is for college is the recruiting on the back end of going through that can really beat you up from a fatigue standpoint. We go out on the road for 3 weeks in December, and then we have 8 weekends where we have guys visiting in January and February, and a little bit of visit activity throughout the week. So you look up, you get to March 1 or so, you're pretty beat up, John. Yeah, March 1 or so, middle of March, you're pretty shot, because you put a season on top of the recruiting, and yeah, it's a pretty good grind. There's no doubt about it.
Well, you're ready for that grind to start right now, and let's talk on that offensive end for you, Coach. Tell us about some of the returning players you have coming back and how many of them there are.
Yeah, we have Ryan Daly, who played probably 95% of the snaps for us at quarterback. He'll be back. We had like a tailback by committee deal, as you know, last year, and we graduated one senior, and then we have couple guys behind him, PJ and Cremona and Paul Martin, who have played some meaningful snaps. But they're gonna, we have some good young players, and I'm excited to see also that we're bringing in and are already in the program as well. So there'll be a lot of competition there. Up front, we have played a lot of guys, but I think 3 of the 5 guys played a fair amount of snaps last year. Cliff Francis, Lucas Amoros, Ryan Dupree. So they played a lot of snaps. The area where it's really interesting for us, John, is the tight end position and the perimeter. We graduated Timmy Bouchon, John Conklin, Jeremy Hartman, Drew Devitt, Ryan Casey. I mean, those were all guys that had roles at that tight end wideout position. So we're going to have some young guys really step up. So offensively, depending on how you look at it and what personnel group we're in, we're anywhere from 4 to 5 returning starters, could maybe even reach to 6. There may have been a guy here or there that played, throughout the season in a game or two. The defensive side of the ball is probably further ahead, to be honest with you. A lot of our down guys are back. Jason Uglu, Dalmai Murado, Fitz, some good players up front that played a fair amount of snaps for us. So some of our linebackers are back. Michael Paskus, Tanner Stengel had a great year. And then in the back end, we have Jared Powell back and Isaiah Robinson. Isaiah was a freshman for us, did a great job. So, those 2 are back. We have to answer some situations at corner, and we have to answer a few depth issues at linebacker. And then hopefully there's a young kid or 2 that can come in and give us some depth up front and compete. So, on the defensive side of the ball, we're probably 7 to 8 guys back. So I feel like we're a little further ahead over there. The other thing with the defensive side, John, which I think we started to see in the second half of the year, we started playing much better defensive football. Schematically, we weren't able to put our defensive system in until August 14th of last year. We went through the spring running a different scheme. I didn't think it fit us well from a personnel standpoint. So I wanted to go another direction, and the coach I brought in agreed, and we put it in on August 14th. Well, shoot, that's really hard. You have 25 practices, and then you're playing the 17th ranked team in the country in Muhlenberg, and it was hard, and you could see it early on. But somewhere around that midway point, we started playing really good defense, and I'm excited to build on that. Our kicker's back, our punter's back, so that's good. We're going to have to find a couple return guys. They'll have to be back, but it'll be exciting. That's kind of the fun part of it. You've got this dynamic that you see as you're too deep, and you have guys that you think are going to step up, and hopefully they do. And then you have guys out of nowhere, that you recruited for a reason because they're good football players, but they really, really exceed where you thought they could even go. So I'm excited to see all that stuff, but I feel like a lot better in year 2 than year 1.
Trey Brown, Wilkes University football here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Coach, you kind of alluded to that too deep thing, and maybe you get around 50 guys between some of the specialists and stuff like that. And then there's another 50 guys, and you kind of hit on that part of that recruiting class that you're excited to see. But Division III, I don't care what division you're in, it's awfully tough and challenging to get in there and play as a freshman. And you want to try to get some of that talent in and try to get them kind of accustomed to what you're doing at Wilkes University. Maybe a few of them will see the field.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's hard. I mean, it's hard in my opinion, John. Not only are they physically ready, but are they physically ready to handle the demands, of the week-to-week battle? These guys are 17, 18 years old. They may be going against a 22, 23-year-old. And for males, they change big time from 18 to 23 years old. There's no doubt about it, the way they mature and everything. So that part of it's challenging. And then the other part of it is the mental part. Can they pick it up? Can they pick up the scheme? And can they handle it when school starts? I see it all the time. Guys are great without school. And then all of a sudden you get to the first day of school and they got to go to class and practice and retain both parts of it, the classroom stuff and the football stuff, and it becomes challenging. You start meeting friends and all that kind of stuff. So I think it takes a special talent of a student athlete to be able to play early. Now, I think the neat thing for us, what it does is it causes you as a staff to reevaluate how multiple and complicated you want to be, because there's nothing worse than having a really talented player and being so complex or asking them to do so much more than they need to do that it ends up paralyzing their athleticism. So we don't want to do that. So we have 41 guys coming in. I think they're all really good players. I really do. And I think it's a good first true recruiting class, considering last year the timing and when I got hired. It was my first recruiting class. I just didn't have the depth relationship-wise with the families and the players. So,
well, 41 guys coming into Wilkes University as freshmen. Of course, over 100 guys will be suiting up and getting ready for the Colonels. Coach, want to wish you well, and again, have a great camp, and look forward to the beginning of the season where we'll talk to you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
Trey Brown, Wilkes University football here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.